What kind of insurance protects me if I get sick and I can't work? If you clicked on this video, obviously you're wondering what kind of insurance you need if you're sick, hurt, and you can't work. There's plenty of different kind of policies out there. When you're talking about voluntary benefits, there's accident policies, there's disability policies, there are critical illness policies. They even have cancer policies out there that say, hey, God forbid you were diagnosed with cancer, these insurance companies are going to give you a lump sum amount of money, not to make you rich, but to keep your head above water because you're missing work. You could definitely get a disability policy on your own if you have a broker as a friend, if you have an agent as a friend. But nowadays, there's so many different voluntary benefits out there. You have the Aflacs out there, and you have the Colonials and Prudential and MetLife. There's so many companies to choose for. They're kind of all work the same, right? If you're sick, hurt, you can't work, and a doctor puts you out, you're gonna get paid X amount of money for a certain period of time. It could be 6 months, it could be 12 months, it could be 2 years. But with voluntary benefits, they're a short-term disability. When you're talking about a 90-day wait that's going to pay you till you're 65 years old, that's a long-term disability policy. So they're just two separate policies. One's just gonna pay you a lot quicker, right? One's gonna pay you after 14 days, 7 days or 30. One's gonna pay you after 90 days. These voluntary benefits companies, they're just gonna make it as simple as possible for you. You're gonna pay $10 a pay, or $5 a pay, or $20 a pay, and a lot of times it's gonna be pre-taxed. All right, different benefits are going to be pre-taxed. You never want to pre-tax disability insurance because you never want to get taxed on the benefit when it comes out. But the accident policies out there, there's hospital policies, these policies can be pre-taxed. Do you know maternity is covered under disability? So if you were to have a baby and the doctor says, hey, you're sick, hurt, you can't work, you're going to get paid X amount of money for being out. And the whole point is, you know you're thinking about having this child, you're going to be out of work. It's the best time to get a disability policy. I made another video and it goes into depth all about maternity. So if you're thinking about starting a family, you definitely want to catch up. You definitely want to watch that video. But for the sake of disability insurance, like I said, you could get something right out of your payroll. You could get something out of your checking account. There's just a whole bunch of different benefits, a whole bunch of different factors. But for me, for you, one of the easiest ways is right out of your payroll. You know, the rates don't go up. You could take them with you depending on the company. It's portable. So if you were at a company for 10 or 15 years and you loved it and it was great and it's the best company, but now it's time to move on because you found something better, you could take your policy with you. That is huge, gigantic, because now you're older and God forbid you were sick. You're gonna wanna hold on to that disability policy. So if you know me, you know I've been doing this for about 18 years and nothing kills me more than when I'm in a school district and I'm walking down a hallway and I see a teacher who's pregnant, she's happy, it's wonderful, she's glowing and it's a great thing, but I know she doesn't have a disability policy. That kills me because I know as happy as she is, she'd be so much happier if she was collecting $3,000 a month for being out. So if you're thinking about not getting this policy because you're really healthy and everything's perfect and you're an Olympian and you're top notch, that's great and wonderful. But if you rolled over in your ankle tomorrow and you can't pay that rent for 1 month or 2 months, you're in trouble. So these policies that are payroll deducted, I've seen policies that are $4 a week, $5 a week, $7 a week. So yeah, a lot of times it's definitely a cost, right? You're not used to spending that $7 a week, but that feeling when your head hits your pillow and you know that your mortgage and your way of life is protected, that's enormous, that's gigantic, and that's just a load off for $5 or $7 a week. So I have a lot of friends that work paycheck to paycheck, just like millions of different Americans out there. So if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I can't afford to spend $4 a week on a disability policy or $10 a week on a disability policy, my thing I'm gonna tell you always is you can't afford not to. Because if you can't afford to spend $7 or $10 a week, what are you gonna do if there is no income coming at all because you were in an accident or you were sick? You're in a lot of trouble then. I've seen people lose their houses, I've seen people lose their cars, and it was a terrible, terrible situation for people. On a flip end, I've had letters in the mail saying, hey, if I didn't have a disability policy, I would have been in a load of trouble. I've had people come up to my son in school saying, hey, your father was my insurance agent. If I didn't have a disability policy, I would have lost my house. It made all the difference. So if you work somewhere and you have state disability, this is going to pay on top of state disability. If you work somewhere and you don't have state disability, there's a lot of states in America that don't pay into state disability. If you don't have your own policy, you're in trouble. Please get your own disability policy. So in closing, I am hoping you're going to be one of those happy stories that have a disability policy, that their head hits the pillow at night and they're just thinking happy thoughts, not, hey, if I'm sick, hurt, and can't work, I'm in trouble. So if you want more information on this, click on the link below and a team member is going to reach out to you as soon as possible. Have a great day.